Dr. Rebecca Killick. Her research paper, A Recent Surge in Global Warming is Not Detectable Yet, published in Communications, Earth and Environmental Journal. So, Rebecca, what did you learn from your study?
We were looking for a change in the rate of warming. Has there been a change after 1970?
Okay.
And so in the literature, there's some debate. Some people were saying that there looks to have been a change around, 2010, 2012, the early 2010s. And so we weren't specifically looking in that region. We were allowing the data to speak for itself and say, is there a change after 1970 or not? And what we found was that the only way that you can find a change after 1970 is if you make some incorrect assumptions. So if you say that what we're observing now doesn't depend on the past at all, then you will find a change around that period of 2010, 2012. But one of the crucial things that you have to do whenever you fit models in statistics is check your assumptions. Yeah. And so if you check that assumption to say that now doesn't depend on the past, then you find that you were wrong. Okay, so that's in statistics, that's called a residual analysis. And so you find that there is dependence on the past. And so that tells you that you have to take account of that dependence somehow, otherwise you can get the wrong answer, as we kind of did in this instance. So what we found was that when you actually satisfy those assumptions, you take that dependence, you say now does depend on the past, then we don't find any change in the warming rate. And so the crucial thing there, I think, that is kind of a bit hard to determine is if you're saying that now depends on the past, that means that if you're saying it's a positive dependence, so it's like I'm going to follow a similar value than I did last time, so the temperature that's kind of today's temperature is going to be similar to yesterday's temperature, then what you find is that if you have a high temperature yesterday, you're more likely to have a high temperature today.
Right. Okay? Yeah.
But the challenge with that is that if you're saying that, okay, my temperature today doesn't depend on yesterday, then that means that I could have any type of value within a plausible range today. And so if you take into account that today's value is dependent on yesterday's value, or in our analysis that we did here, 2023 is dependent on 2022, you can then start to think, well, if I had a high value in 2022, I'm more likely to have a high value in 2023. It's not guaranteed, but I'm more likely to. And so if you think about that, you can have runs where you have some high years, you can also have runs where you have some low years.